I'm gonna do some peppers today. I'm gonna get them started anyway, so we've got some nice ones coming here. Guys, let's get some of these picked. These are coming pretty nicely here. I like to pick them green. A few red ones here and there are okay. So let's get these picked. We'll bring them inside and we'll core them out. And we'll get them in the white vinegar. All right, so this is our first batch. First picking yielded about 30 peppers, guys. We're gonna rinse these. I'm gonna core them up. And we're gonna get them in the jar with some white vinegar. And we'll let them soak for about a month. Okay, guys, first off, I'm gonna use a little bit of pickle crisp here. Okay, about a half teaspoon. Then I'm just gonna use straight white vinegar once I get these all cored up and in the jar. I can actually mix a little bit of that vinegar right now. Okay, that was a little bit of overkill with the pickle crisp, but it'll be fine. That'll keep them really crunchy, okay? All right, so basically we're just cutting the tops off here, guys. I don't wanna over clean them. I wanna leave some heat in there, so right now we're just gonna clean them out a little bit. I want to leave some seeds in there, like that. That's fine. When I stuff them, I want heat on these guys, so we'll throw them in the straight white vinegar with the pickle crisp, like I said, for about 30 days, 3 to 4 weeks, and then we can go ahead and stuff them. That's how I've been doing it lately, and it's really working out well. Tastes just like the ones that you get from the store. So you can't stuff these now because they'll be too hard. You have to soak them in vinegar first, trust me. Okay, so we'll see you guys in about a month and we'll finish this off. Guys, I have all of the peppers in the jar. I'm gonna hold them down with this little plastic lid here. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a spin like so, slide it down. That's gonna hold them all. I don't know if you can see that pretty good. It's basically just a cover it's a lid for one of the containers. It's gonna hold them all nice and tight underneath the vinegar. Okay, we can go ahead and get the cap on that. And we'll see you guys in about 3 weeks. All right, so 3 weeks later, we have our peppers here that have been soaking. And they should be nice and slightly softened, but still crisp. Okay, so we're gonna dump those out into the bowl here. I've got my nice Prosciutto Provolone cheese. That's about a $12 piece. I'm gonna get that chunked out. We have a beautiful Prosciutto di Parma here from J. Paci and Son. This batch here cost me about $22.50, so this is not a cheap endeavor. All right, I don't use any spices in my mix with the oil that we're gonna preserve these in. I use grapeseed oil, a mix of grapeseed oil, canola oil, and olive oil. Basically 3/4 grapeseed, almost 25% canola oil, and a touch of olive oil. Get that mixed up, and we'll put them back into the jars once we get our pepper stuffed. I've got some nice clean ones in the dishwasher, clean jars. Okay, so let me get this chunked out, and I'll show you how to do this here. Back in a moment. Peppers are in the bowl. I'm starting to slice my prosciutto here in about 2 to 3 inch chunks, maybe like around here, 2.5 inch or so. So get those cut up into little chunks. When they slice your prosciutto, you want to make sure they slice it razor thin like that, as thin as you can get it. Okay, so we've got our prosciutto sliced 2 to 3 inch pieces. Try not to eat this as you go along, guys, because my mouth is like watering right now. All right, so I think I have enough there. Now I'm going to chunk out the cheese. Get that cut in chunks. Sorry to get my arm in the way there. It's the angle of the camera. That's all I can do. Get this chunked out. We'll get our gloves on. We'll start wrapping and stuffing. Okay, so we've got our cheese chunked out. I'm going to grab some cheese. I'm going to wrap it in provolone. And we're going to get a nice pepper there, and we're gonna stuff those bad boys right in there. Pack them right in tight. Okay, so they look like that. And then we can get them right into the jar. Into the jar they go, and then we can add our oil after. So let me get these all packed up, and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. Sometimes if you have a small piece of prosciutto, you can just stuff the piece right in there like so. Then you can wrap your piece of cheese in another piece and then stuff it right in there. Pack it with the seam down so it doesn't unravel. And just pack it in there nice and tight like that. Okay, and then into the jar she goes. Okay guys, we're almost done stuffing here. I just took one of these little fellas here, put a little oil on top. I'm gonna give that a little taste. Very good. I don't want to talk with my mouth open, but very good. They are better when you soak them in the oil for at least a couple of days in the refrigerator. But this is really good. Like I said, I don't add herbs to mine. I just have the saltiness of the cheese in the, the prosciutto, and the tart taste of the hot pepper that's been soaked in the vinegar. Okay, so I don't store these, in a cupboard. I store them in the refrigerator. With the grapeseed oil, it's not going to get cloudy on you, so make sure you have at least 3/4 grapeseed oil, and you can mix the rest of the oil. All right, so I'm going to finish up here. I'm going to fill it up in the, fill the jar up with oil when I'm done here. Throw it in the fridge. They're going to be good for a couple of months in the fridge, probably even more. I mean, I've never had them last that long in the refrigerator. I don't have experience, storing these in the cupboard. There's not a lot of information on these things. If you go to Google them, if you try to look for videos, there's not a lot of really good, solid information on, storing them in the cupboard. So, like I said, my experience has been on my own and from people that I've talked to. I have talked to people that said that their parents used to, just fill them with the oil. After they've been preserved, the peppers have the vinegar, which is a preservative anyway, and they cover them with oil and store them in a cool, dark place, but I can't really advocate for that. I know that they're going to be fine in the refrigerator, so that's what I do. All right, so that's all. Let me finish up here. We'll get it in the jar, and I'll show you what it looks like. Folks, so we're just about full with our jar. I got about 40 peppers in there. I've had some smaller red ones that I'm just going to top off for looks. And these are good eating also. They've been soaked in vinegar. I am going to add some of these seeds. Okay, usually they're coated with a coating that is still hot, so it'll add a little bit of heat. I did like a couple of tablespoons of vinegar with the peppers. Then I'll just add my grapeseed oil to that. Let's add our peppers, shake them down, pack them in. I'm going to do some grapeseed oil, and we'll fill that to about 3/4 if we have enough. And then I'll put some canola oil and then top it off with a little bit of olive oil. And this small jar is going to give me just about 3/4. Okay, so that was Trader Joe's. How many ounces was that? That was a pint. Okay. It's going to fill us up to about 3/4. I'm going to hit it with some canola, a little bit of olive oil. We'll cap it, give it a few turns, pop it in the refrigerator. These will be really good eating in about 2 or 3 days. That's how I do it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. If anyone has any information on how to store these out of the refrigerator, if it is safe, if you have done it, leave the comments in the comment section. That'd be great because, this stuff is always evolving. You just want to play it safe in the beginning. Like I said, I've been doing this for 5 years. As long as you refrigerate them, you're good to go. And I've eaten them at least up to a couple of months later. They're perfectly fine. They probably last longer than that, but it's always good to have extra information. Like I said, there's not a lot of info on this type of canning, I guess you could call it. But these things are so good. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next vid. Thanks for watching.